Okay, so this video is going to contain a battle example, in this case a battle in the area called Vilna. Because of the Russian reinforcements that have arrived, I'm not quite sure if it's going to be as big a success as I was hoping for. Here in the south, the Germans were pretty successful in Lvov. And even though one Russian unit retreated into Bessarabia, a blitz attack actually took care of it, and so the Germans are in control of Bessarabia. But it also means that I didn't regroup into Brest-Litovsk, which is still Russian for that reason. So in case the attack doesn't go according to plan, which is quite likely at the moment, Germans will have quite a bit of trouble retreating. They can retreat 2 units back into East Prussia because of the Barbarossa card, which allows one additional retreat as well, besides an additional attack through that border. But, well, I've done the calculation, and the Russians actually have, well, not right away, not on round 1, they have 6 steps, but starting in round 2, if they suffer no casualties, they might have as many as 12 steps, whereas the Germans start out with only 11. So let's see how that turns out. First, we're going to roll for the German bomber, which is going to roll 2 dice at hitting on a 1. Normally, of course, the defender would start, but note that these units start in the reinforcement column, so they don't arrive until round 2. So first, we're going to roll 2 black dice for the Germans, and let's see what they do. A 1 and a 6, so that's 1 hit. Well, let's just take it on the infantry. Now we get to roll 3 dice for the Russian tank unit. And it rolls 2 1s, which are 2 hits. First the German infantry takes a hit, and then the German tank takes a hit. Now the German tank gets to roll 2 dice. It hits on a 2 or less. That's 1 hit. And it's taken on the strongest unit, which is the tank. Now the Russian infantry gets to roll 2 dice, hitting on a 1. Those are 2 misses. Now we get 2 more German dice for the leader, hitting on a 1. That's 1 hit, that's not too bad. Taking it on the infantry. And 3 more dice hitting on a 3. This is a very strong German infantry unit. And that's 1 more hit. So the Germans didn't do too badly, but unfortunately now for the second round of combat, the Russian reinforcements show up. So that's going to complicate matters quite a bit for them. Here they are. Okay. Well, now the Russian air unit starts firing. And it gets to roll 3 dice and hits on a 1. It attacks the German air unit. It cannot even attack the army units because they're secondary targets, and then they would hit on a 0. So it attacks the German air unit. That's 2 hits. Okay, so that eliminates the German air unit. Then we get 4 dice for the Russian tanks, hitting on a 2 or less. Those are all misses. Now we get 2 dice for the German tank, which hits on a 2, and it scores 1 hit, taken by the strongest unit. Now we get 1 Russian infantry, hitting on a 1. That's a miss. 2 dice for the leader, hitting on a 1. Those are misses, and 3 dice for the infantry unit, hitting on a 3. That's 2 more hits, so that does eliminate 1 unit, but that would be it. Now, is it worth it for the Germans to keep on attacking? I guess it is. I'll try it anyway. So here we're going to do a blitz. So the leader is reduced by 1 point. And here we go for round 2. Now the Russians could retreat, but do they want to? I guess they want to inflict hits as much as possible on the Germans, but the problem is the Russian air unit can't hit anything anymore. So I guess that means that it might as well retreat, because it can't really take the hits either. Well, unless the Russians and Germans fire at it, but I see no point in why they would do that. Yeah, however, if the Russians retreat now, they would lose a step. And what for? So they just stay, but they can't fire at anything. At least they can't hit anything. So then we get the 2 Russian tanks, and they fire on 2 or less, and that's 1 hit, taken on the strongest unit, which is the infantry unit. Now 2 German dice, hitting on it 2. Those are 2 misses. 1 German die hitting on a 1, it's also a miss, and 2 German dice hitting on a 3 or less, and that's 1 hit. Okay, so it eliminates 1 Russian unit. This is a blitz battle, and it does consist of 2 rounds. So the Russian air units retreats now, because it would have to retreat anyway, even if it survived at the end of the battle. So let's see, it retreats to... It has to, I believe, retreat to an adjacent space, or maybe even something within its range. For now, I'll just put it here. Maybe later on, if it turns out that the rules say it has to retreat to an adjacent area, which I'm sure is true for army units, but I'm not quite sure about air units anyway, then I will put it back into Smolensk, if that's the idea. Okay, so the second blitz round, the Russian unit rolls first. That's a miss. Now we get to roll 2 dice for the German tank, and that's the last remaining hit. So the Germans managed to conquer Vilna anyway. I didn't expect that was going to happen, but it did. And now they can still regroup, which 1 unit will do, cutting off the retreat path of these units in case they should survive. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the combat.